it going? I've been having some technical difficulties. Just this little bit. That being said, let me fix that real quick.
There we go. All right. There we go. Mic's fixed. All that jazz. Welcome back to SideQuest. Hold on. I have to get my body going. It takes a bit for it to go. Welcome. It's good to see you. Welcome to SideQuest, the place where you don't have to go on the main quest. This is all for shits and giggles. Excuse me for the language.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, it was the wrong button. Oh well.
How about new?
If you're new to this, there's 2 segments going on. I'm trying to figure out what to do after Batman Zero Year, part 11. Technically, we have one more part after that, because we're in technically the second book of the Legacy of Batman collection, Zero Year. And, yeah, I am doing that book an injustice of the way I've been reading it. I know I have a video of the first one that I have not published, but I do have it. I know I just posted a video yesterday from last week's stream. I thought that was a little fun thing to do. If you wanted to check that out, thank you. I appreciate that. That's on YouTube. If you're watching on Kick or Twitch, I am streaming on there right now, as well as YouTube, and I have the podcast set for the mobile goer as well. So I've covered all bases for people who would want to see me. But the question remains: what is NPC, or what is SideQuest? Well, SideQuest is not your main quest line. This is all about the stuff that isn't your main life. Okay? And by that, we start off with NPC news. And that is because I'm the NPC. You just have to sit there and listen to it. Okay? So, and this has been, I know I haven't done it in probably, a month now, NPC news. But the story's got a little bit, I don't know, uninteresting to me. I thought it was going to be you might be shocked by what I have to say about the movie section, because that's not long after the celebrity talking points. We'll start with the first biggest thing, but I'm only kind of not doing a big thing like I did last time I took a hiatus off of SideQuest. We're just going off of the latest stuff, so this is from probably a couple last weeks, but this is from this last week. Hayden Panettiere died at age 36. There was a dispatch audio that indicated that an overdose and cardiac arrest. So it seems like that could have been what caused that to happen. So, or that maybe she had something like it. I'm stuttering here. What happened here, in my opinion, it's not that it's like, oh yeah, no, she OD'd and died. It could be the case. It also could be the case that that she ended up having a pre-known condition, or she knew the signs, decided to call police, but ended up having that. I don't know. What caused it? Don't know. What is it? Don't know. It's just not my expertise. But allegedly, an OD by a call.
Allegedly.
So, then we also have, by the way, if you don't know who she was the girl, the little, replacement queen of A Bug's Life. So if you remember Queen, and then, oh man, it's been forever since I've seen A Bug's Life. Phil, I think, the main aunt's name, and anyways, you have the granddaughter, you have the grandma, mom, who's the queen, or not the queen, but the princess, and you have another princess. That whole movie's still there. You know what it is. But she plays Dot, if I recall. There we go. There we go. So, with that, moving on to Danny Glover, revealed to be battling Alzheimer's. I might have put an unnecessary T in there. Alzheimer's. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If you don't know who Danny Glover is, he's in a bunch of 80s action movies. He's the guy that says, I'm too old for this scheisse. That's the best way I can put it. Trying to, not do the whole, hold on, where is it? That noise. So, I should use that more. But, yeah, unfortunate for him. It's claimed a lot of people. So, unfortunate as it is. Hold on. Hold on. Zoomed in there. Alright. I have no frames left, or taken away now. Man, this feels nice. Nice, like I don't have a worry right now. Boy, I'm zoomed in. You don't need my face this zoomed in. Sorry. I know this is a podcast, but you don't need to see my face that big. Where is it? Auto frame, turn off. Or maybe auto frame's just way too much. Hold on, let me try that again. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right, that works a little better. Congratulations, you're watching a podcast. How interesting is that for you? But that being said, moving on to the movie news. We have Marvel X-Men reboot has been announced for May 5th, 2028. And first thing I wrote down on my news or on my notes after seeing that was that that's a yikes for Star Wars fans. Like, I think was it Ahsoka? Or no, it's Starfighter. That's another thing. Is that on here? Have to hold on. In the Star Wars news. Yes. No, 2027. No, 2028. So there's there's no what's it called? Sorry, don't know why that's going poor right now. Sorry. I had some. I guess I swear it said I was dropping frames on the YouTube site. It is. It still is. I'm gonna switch the stream to something else. That works. So, we're talking 2028. So we're already in 2026. We're talking May 5th. We're talking Revenge of the 5th after May the 4th. I can see this changing based upon a possible Star Wars film being released or show. And if it is a show, I feel like, oh man, that's the X-Men reboot on May 5th. I don't feel like it fits. Hold on, I'm gonna check real quick. May 5th. Hold on. August. April, May 5th, 2028. Okay, so May 5th. That's a Friday. Thursdays. Oh my goodness. That's like a perfect. I'm sorry. You might not be able to see that. You won't be able to see that, but if you look in your calendars, you go all the way to May 2025. Oh yeah, I forgot. Whoops. I need to add an element. Window. Wait. Nope, I was the wrong thing again. I'm not supposed to be doing a window capture. I'm sorry. This is stuff that should be done beforehand. Window capture, no. Scene, window capture, video capture, text, scene, media, image, slideshow, game capture, display capture. Primary monitor? Sure. Oh boy. Okay, so now you can see what I'm looking at. Congratulations, you see exactly what I see. There's my desktop. Congratulations. What was it? So if we go down here, I know you can't really tell. Oh, I just also realized the other one also needs it too. Add source. Where is it? Application. Video capture, window capture. Display. There we go. Oh, man. This is not great for a format, but I'm just going to mess around with that real quick. Okay, real quick. So, sorry about that. Now that we have the calendar open, and we'll just go down to May, April, March, May the 5th. Oh, that's 2029. Okay, going back down to May. Where is it? 2028. There we go. So, as you can see right here, it's a Thursday, Friday. May the 4th is on a Thursday. Friday is Revenge of the 5th. What the hell are we doing, Disney? This is how you know Disney or Star Wars is collapsed. I'm sorry, but explain this to me. Why on a prime opening day, May the 4th, on a Thursday, which is consequently usually like, oh yeah, no, this would be definitely the premiere date kind of crap. You would definitely expect something Star Wars, or like a movie on that day. It's very, I don't know, perfect scenario for it. I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, it's exactly that. It's May the 4th on a Thursday, a prime opening day, and they have Starfighter announced for 2029, was it? Did I see on here? I'll get back to it eventually. 2027, so it's a year before that. So they have 1 year after Starfighter to get out a possible movie on that date. Will they? No. The only thing I could see is Starfighter getting pushed back to that date, if anything. And that's already been, I don't know about. I don't think it's going to do good. I think it's going to do about as good as The Mandalorian. That's my prediction, and I don't want it to happen. I don't want that to happen. Okay? That's just me though. It's like, come on. You gotta think. Oh yeah. Live action Tangled remake was set for March 31st, 2028. That's actually one of the only like newer Disney, and I say newer because the only time I watched it was, I think I did watch it when it came out. That's the thing. It came out, and it was one of the last things I've watched, or maybe I got into because of my dog. Either way, that's I think I talked about this like on my last side quest podcast. Is that Tangled? I think was better off than, or even Frozen was better off than the live action remake of Moana. Aside from the fact that, yes, you're trying to get The Rock to play his character in the same thing. I get it. It also doesn't make sense in that sense. I was like, yes, that would be great if it was back in your prime. And unfortunately, that is not the case. It would be nice. Maybe AI will do it. Well, maybe AI will do it, but not this time. Oh, okay. I guess pressing F12 on the internet does a thing on that. So, but that's my button for resetting the thing, the lines going around me. That being said, so this one I'm fairly certain I'm gonna have to see with my daughter. So, because it's actually one that seems like it'd be worth a watch, like Lilo and Stitch. My daughters kind of got into Stitch, but they didn't really care for the live action at all. Like I don't think they knew about it or do know about it. And if they do know about it, they don't care about it. Like, that's just my kids. That being said, I think right now they're in the my eldest, she is now going into more live action stuff, but we were watching Teen Titans together on the weekends, but we stopped doing that. So, that being said, Tangled, probably gonna happen. I could see it. I can also see it doing pretty decently. I think that'd be a good, decent movie. Spider-Man is a hit, and I don't care. That's the hit piece. Spider-Man, Brand New Day is a hit. I've heard the story synopsis. It got spoiled instantly. Like, even if I cared, it would have been ruined for me. Like, I would have been like, are you kidding me? Like, Jean Grey? I'm sorry. Like, you could be mad with me all you want if I said something wrong there, but no, it's like, that is not necessarily a villain that I was expecting, nor did I want to expect. Why? Because it doesn't really make sense that after all this, now all of a sudden, I don't know, it comes down to a point of like, okay, well, now it's got a DC problem of like comic books of like, okay, so it all centers around Iron Man. It really does seem like that's where they're going with everything. Like, I've been listening and reading comics more lately. You know this because I've been doing the 0 year. Well, I thought is that way back when in DC, and I don't know how way back when, I just know the story, is that there was a storyline that all the superheroes revolved around Superman, and then I believe this is a doomsday clock thing. I don't know how long ago this was, but this was a big thing that kind of retconned a bunch of stuff. That's the point, is that it went back and had to retcon stuff, which it already seems like it's doing, or Marvel's already doing with the Aunt May death. I could be wrong. I haven't seen it, but that's just what I saw. So, that being said, I'm like, what can I do with looking, or what can I do? What am I looking at here? And the way I see it is that everybody seems to love Spider-Man. Great. Like, okay, I like the fact that, okay, you have the powers evolving. I think that's a good progression after the first or the third one. That's fine. Then we go into the villains, which we do a crash panel of 1, 2, 3, 4 or something like that from what I understand. Again, I haven't seen the movie. I feel like that's a disrespect in some aspect. Like, I feel like you would be better off doing like what they did with, if you wanted to showcase that he's had some experience and stuff like that, do what they did with Christian Bale's Batman. If you don't know what I'm talking about Gotham Knight, which is technically part of the Batman, the Dark Knight series. It's part of Batman Begins. It takes place between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And it's supposed to be like Batman's journey from where he started to where he currently is and whatnot. And I feel like that would have made the transition a lot better, in my opinion, for the villains. And it would also save time when it comes down to the movie. I don't know. They have an animation team over there. They can do something about that, but they don't want to make animated movies. They want to make animated series so that they can keep going and constantly give them content and constantly do all this. So, and here's the reason why I'm a little upset with it, is because I actually love Hammerhead. Why? Because I play. It's very stupid. It's a very stupid NPC answer, and that's why we're doing NPC news. Is that because way back when I had a game on the Game Boy Advance called Spider-Man Mysterio's Revenge, I believe. I could be wrong on if it was Revenge, but I know it was Mysterio's time. The first boss you beat is Hammerhead, and I played the crap out of that first level so many times. But even so, Hammerhead holds a special place. I actually liked him in the Spider-Man PS4 game. I thought he played it off well. I was like, great, that's a good villain. He's unique. And then I don't know, I heard there was a montage, and I was like, okay, well, it would have been nice to get those guys some form of story. Oh, well, it's whatever. I didn't, it's I'm upset. This is how you introduce mutants? Of course it's gonna be a $2 billion movie. You got the people who want to see the X-Men finally for the first time. There's your freaking peak interest. You get spoiled as Jean Grey and like, oh, mutants. How are they gonna explain that? I don't know. It seems like that's the answer. You have one more movie. Or how many more movies? I don't even know how many more movies until Doomsday. I'm the most least excited for Doomsday. Probably than anyone. Like, I think it might be good. I don't know. There's no reason for me to see it. I watched some of the Marvel stuff. I couldn't watch Agatha all along. Why the fuck would I need to see that? Sorry. I used the bad boy word. That was supposed to be a cheer. But even so, I'm like, this is just my thought. I'm just going into a tangent on Spider-Man. And yeah, that's just me. I just go on a tangent on that. So that being said, The Odyssey is a hit, and I don't care. That one I had a prediction before my didn't work. My stream, and I had to cancel that. You might recall. I'm looking at my YouTube studio right now. What was it? It was a SideQuest 16. I did delete them, but with that, yeah, I did delete them. I did have what's it called? Blanket. Did have news on the Odyssey. I had a prediction. Turns out that prediction's false, so there's no point in rehashing it. So I just don't. I don't care for the Odyssey. I did not. I never saw it. I don't think it's gonna be great. I honestly doing a real quick check. I know we're going into a little bit of crap right now. We're gonna turn you off. Nope, not you. There we go. And then we're gonna do a window capture. Google. There we go. All right. What we were gonna say? You know, I had it, and now I don't have it anymore. Now I'm upset. I had it. I forgot my question. Oh man, that's upsetting. Hold on. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna also turn down the music just a bit. Hold on. I'm sorry. This seems pretty hard, but yeah, you know what? I didn't hear anybody tell me that my voice was too loud or too quiet compared to the dang, what's it called? Nobody told me I was being too quiet. Compared to the music. So I don't know. Hold on, give me a sec now. I'm trying to figure out what I was trying to look up. I was gonna look up the Odyssey reviews. That's right. Oops, I got rid of that. This is awful. Alright, I gotta make sure this... Does it sound good now? Is sound good now? Give me live. Okay, so yes. Sounds good now. I'm not gonna change that again. Jeez. Now I gotta check... I think sounds good. Okay. Alright. That was definitely a test, and I would definitely cut that out if that was a video. Anyway, so we're going to be looking up the Odyssey. And I'm right. Not Odyssey. Alright, let's just look at the reviews. We got over here, hold on, just want to make sure you can see it. And no, you cannot because you're looking at my other screen. Alright, display capture, window capture, video capture, neon, window. Oh, it's still there. Okay, so that's just fine. Okay, so we're looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. We're just going to click on that real quick. Now, it's still at 97%, which is very shocking to me. I don't see it. I also don't see it with the 94%. I don't see it. It's just one of those things I'm just gonna have to have a blind spot on. I guess I cannot see what good thing is going on there. Let's take a look at Spooder Man. Spoon Man! Spider-Man, brand new day. Okay, we'll just take a look at that. Wow. Who knew? It's got worse critic ratings, but it's even better than the Odyssey. Who knew? I'm sorry, but come on. A 98? I can't believe that. Hold on. Now I gotta look up a comparison. A beautiful mind. Didn't that win an award or something? 93%. 74. All right, well, that's a... I feel like that would be more up Nolan's alley than it was the Odyssey. Honestly, that is right up Nolan's alley before the Odyssey. He probably got inspired by that, I bet. Jeez. But no, this is... What? 98? Like, this is... See, I've seen movies that do good. It's just, it baffles me that it's that high. I'm sorry. Like, you can criticize me all you want, but that's just what I see. Like 98. I know we're doing Rotten Tomatoes, but let's get rid of that. So, sorry. So, with that, yeah, it's all like all that stuff. It's just not. It thought it has been added to the channel by the broadcaster. Okay. Anyhow, so then we're gonna go on to show news then on the NPC news here. So, oh wait, that's the wrong one, and I just exited it. Hold on. Just making sure this is working. There it is. It is working. I have 2 followers on Kick now. How about that? Shows. We have Stranger Things. Final season will debut November 2026. So if you're into that kind of stuff, good luck. Enjoy. And all that stuff that you know is all that. Yeah. Congrats. Stranger Things. I don't know what their whole thing is going on right now. It's just that's what they do. It's gonna be ending. I don't know. I never got into it. It's like Game of Thrones. I got into it way too late, and then the final season came out. It's crap. I feel like the same thing goes. Then we have Lanterns premiere. That was this last Sunday, and people are mixed on it, at least from what I gathered. It is very mixed. Why? I don't know. I can understand. It's the first episode of the season. So, because, I mean, this one's going to set up the entire thing. And having known partially of the comic, I don't know why Jon Stewart. I don't know much about Guy Gardner. I know a little bit about Hal Jordan. I know a bit about Kyle Rayner. I thought what's going to happen. My prediction was for the show to basically take Green Lantern Hal Jordan and possibly have him go get killed off, and Kyle Rayner takes over. It'd be cool if that's what they're doing. But I know they're not doing Kyle Rayner. They're doing Jon Stewart, and I think they might do that story with him, or they're just trying to explain why there's multiple Green Lanterns in one on one world, which I think would be a pretty decent way to start things off, I would assume. There is the twist ending of the first episode, which I can definitely see on how that plays against some people. Do I think it's awful? No. I think it could set up for possible, I want to say Grey Ghost. It's not Grey Ghost. Not Phantom of the Opera. Phantasm. No, that's the wrong guy. It's Hood. What's it called? What's this? Hal Jordan as the Spectre. There we go. I had to say it fully. Hal Jordan as the Spectre. That I think could play off well. I think the problem is I don't know if that could work with the actor, or if the actor thinks that's a good thing. I don't know if he's good. I know James Gunn has stated that he wants people that can do this stuff long term. I don't know if they're gonna just kill off Hal Jordan and be like, yeah, by the way, so he's in here for this, but you're gonna just kind of like replace you with this and kind of explain like, okay, we'll have a backup here. I would like to think that. The way I see it is that they are, because I just watched the second trailer after the first episode premiered, so I watched another trailer for, I want to say, this next season, but I felt like it was meant for like the next episode. But it did include Guy Gardner in it, and he said like, the first time I met Hal was in a cell too after what you two did, or something like that. That makes it seem like, okay, maybe Guy Gardner is going to be the original replacement, and that's why after Guy got his ring and was such a prick, I don't know, something like that, he could have possibly explained like, okay, backups and whatnot, but I don't know. You gotta explain to me on that too. It's gonna happen. I feel like it's gotta happen. I mean, like, you don't need an explanation for anything, or for everything, but that, I believe, is definitely gonna be one of those things that's or it definitely could be explained, or should be explained. I think it's a decent show. I won't say much more than that because it's not finished. I think it was like, I thought the sex scene was unnecessary, but they don't care. Nobody cares. It led to a funny joke later, but who knows? It might lead to something else down the road. Maybe they just happen to have an open marriage. I don't know. Not really explained. And I will admit, it did feel a little ingenuous. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So there is that, and I don't know. But also including DC news, we also have the shows Waller and Paradise Lost were quietly shelved because they never got a production green light. Okay, let's put it this way. Waller, I could assume, would be the Checkmate show, essentially, or would be, maybe, who knows, maybe there's going to be a Checkmate show. That's what I can think, maybe for a future thing. Do I think it'll be a hit? No, I don't even think Waller was going to be a hit, unless it'd be like a constant Suicide Squad show. That's the only way I could see that being a thing. Weapon X or something like that somehow. I don't know if that would be a hit. Like, it's not exactly the best name to even run it as. Like, Lanterns, that's a plural. I mean, we're gonna get more than just Jon Stewart in this, right? We're gonna get more than just Hal Jordan in this. Lanterns would assume multiple. I like that. And I think that works well. Like, that's the whole thing about the Lantern Corps. You watch any animated movie, I don't know, I could get in trouble being like, oh, watch the animated movies. It's like, watch anything, like, even, I mean, except for the movie, the live action movie. Aside from that, it's really about the core. Like, oh, it's like the big threat is going to affect the core. So yeah, but Paradise Lost, that one was the Wonder Woman show. No surprise there. It would just, it'd be about the downfall of Themyscira, I could only assume. It says Paradise Lost. Could be like, okay, Diana in World War II-ish kind of thing. Maybe go comic-esque. Be like, okay, well, this is her way back when with Steve Trevor, and then modern days, like, okay, now she left, or it leads up to the point when she left. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very interesting show. I mean, like, Amazons are great when it comes down to it. Like for example, if you were to be like, okay, warrior trained, but you don't really see them do much, at least in my opinion, outside of Themyscira. Even so, I don't know who's picking that up. It's not my book, Wonder Woman, but you know, it's just what it is. Paradise Lost. I couldn't tell you. Like, all women on this show, maybe one guy. I don't know. You're talking about island full of women, living a perfect life, and somehow that perfect life leaves. Well, according to what most of everybody on that island would assume, I would think, is that, oh, paradise is lost because of a man. And that just doesn't go well with the modern audience anymore. This ain't 2021. Let's see. I'll go into music news. We got Slipknot splits ways with former DJ Sid Wilson. Founding drummer this is after the founding drummer, and this is okay, so I'm going to go through the list of bandmates and what happened to them. So Slipknot, so this is like around Knotfest, I think, too, so that's what's going on. They did split ways with the former DJ Sid Wilson, so Sid is out. The founding drummer Joey Jordison passed away in 2021, 11 years after the death of the bassist Paul Gray. So this band's already been dealing with some stuff, but then again, only 4 of the original 9-man lineup remain. Those last 4 people are Corey Taylor, Clown, Mick Thompson, and Jim Root. So that's who you have, which technically still is a band. I don't know how it's gonna work when it comes down to playing their stuff, but I mean, I guess, like Sid, I remember being told about, like, when I was in, middle school, I remember hearing like about Slipknot. That's where you learn about Slipknot, or at least when I did, when I was growing up. And like, oh yeah, no, you got this, you got Corey, like, because I remember specifically, like, who's this guy? Oh yeah, that guy's Sid. That guy is Corey Taylor. He's a singer, stuff like that. That's unfortunate. And so then we're going into other news real quick, because that was all I had for music news. This NPC news has been taking a bit. I've been rambling, and that's perfectly fine. The James Webb Space Telescope revealed a clay-like mineral signatures on Neptune's inner satellites, providing evidence that the moons are ancient shattered worlds. Congrats. So if you wanted to know what an ancient shattered world is, so like a chunk of a planet that came off and what it's doing now, that's probably what it is. They turn into a moon. After time, things tend to form out into a sphere, it seems. They have so somehow we still can't figure out, in my opinion, still can't figure out what's the center of a planet. I don't know, like with the gravity thing, like, I don't know, nobody's giving me a straight answer. Does anybody else have a straight answer? Leave a comment. I'll look. I'm looking. Nobody's leaving a comment. No. Okay. Whatever. Fine by me. Sorry. Then we have Star Wars news. And then we have Ahsoka Season 2 trailer happened, where Thrawn declares war on the Rebel Alliance, now known as the New Republic. Do I think it should be called an Ahsoka show? I don't know. They're stuck on a planet in a different galaxy. So you have that. You have Ezra going back. You have the Return of Balin's Skull. So I feel like Ahsoka show should maybe stay away from that, unless they're going to come back. They have to come back now if they're going to showcase Thrawn in the other side of the galaxy. You have to do that. Otherwise, I would say you should have done a different show specifically, or movie, for Thrawn. You could be like, okay, here's the setup, and have like you could have like, okay, like you could maybe do an opening crawl with that. It'd be like Rogue One to Episode 4. I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, well, then again, if you want to have Thrawn do that, that would be an amazing trilogy of movies, I think. If you could make a trilogy of movies like that. Ooh. Oh, wait, they made them in book format. But, it all comes back to the fact that we don't have legends anymore. Whatever. They brought Thrawn back anyways. So that was already somewhat nice. But the problem is that you're doing it with an Ahsoka show. No, not the Ahsoka show. Please, not the Ahsoka show. I'm sorry. It's just you're gonna be wasting more time. I'm not gonna say wasting. Have Ahsoka do her own thing. Maybe have a little thing in here, but don't make it the full war. Maybe just make Star Wars War. Just call it Star Wars Galactic. No, Galactic War is already kind of a thing. Galactic Revenge? I don't know. Either way, I feel like it's better off being a movie. Or at least being a major event. That you shouldn't just contain to, oh, Ahsoka. Like, the closest you get to the person that carries the main events is the Mandalorian, and he's not in this, as I understand it. He will probably be because of the movie, but how does that fucking matter? All we know is that he works with the dang rebel or that, so he just might have a cameo, and that's it. That's all I can honestly say. It's just, you see. Because I know you see Zeb in it. You'll probably get Rada in it as well. Yay! Rada! Like, he's great in my game, Galaxy of Heroes, but I'm just, Star Wars is just, oh my god, it's just limping right now. Starfire is going to, let's go into it. I did not have my calming drink today, by the way. Hayden Christensen is back as Anakin. I'm okay with that. That's a Ahsoka show. I'm okay with that. The only thing I wish, Anakin meeting Luke would be something perfect for me to see. Conversation. No, let's talk to Ahsoka. We all like Ahsoka. Come on. We're talking about me being a fan of Star Wars, and we're gonna have a second interaction with Ahsoka and Anakin post again. Why is it that we're not messing with the legacy characters? You already brought him back for Book of Boba Fett and actually had scenes and whatnot. Like, oh, he's actually a person here. You did that. I'm just like, come on. Do something with it then. You can't, like, it's a Ahsoka show and you're having the war and you're going to have Luke just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be over here. Come on. Even if he is a part of it, you got Leia. He's trained Leia at this time. He's not around. We're not gonna get the Jorah Sabayoth time with Thrawn. It just doesn't make sense to be adding Ahsoka it makes somewhat sense, but God, you can't have the main war in Ahsoka. You can't, in my opinion. Not unless you actually have creative writing. And I don't think there's creative writing to make that work. I have to be blunt honest with that. I was not thrilled with the Mandalorian movie. I'm like, right, that's like watching 2-3 episodes all in one again. It's the same thing as I predicted that it was about the same as the freaking Clone Wars movie. Great as a setup. Too bad it was already set up to be in the movie. Not a setup to be into Ahsoka season 2. What freaking moron decided to make that line-to-line connection? I'm ranting. Star Wars Starfighter, starring Ryan Gosling as Cade. Huberoni? Cade. I just got Cade. Let's just say that. Will release May 28th, 2027. Supposed to be New Republic or it's either New Republic, possibly Thrawn story. Doubt it. Or post episode 9 story. I can't remember what it was. I'll look that up real quick. Starfighter story timeline. 5 years after episode 9. What are we doing? And here's the other funny thing. Do you guys? Everybody uses ABY after Battle of Yavin, but Star Wars, I think, or timeline-wise, when it comes down to Disney, I think they had to, or they tried to update the model into like something else, of like the Empire like starts or something like that as their original like starting date, which they tried to do that, but nobody used it because everybody's so ingrained with ABY or BBY, because Battle Before Yavin, Battle After Yavin makes more sense to so many more people. It's been in the books, it's been in whatever, or at least it's just common tongue at this point. You can't just change that. It's like saying it's like saying, having someone who said their whole life they've said God bless you, but instead they need to now say Gesundheit. Both mean the same thing. Just one says good health in German, the other one says God bless you. It's meant to be for someone sneezing. Okay, we're not trying to change the worlds or here, but it's the same in my opinion, same kind of effect. My pattern recognition says that. That being said, but Starfighter, I think it's gonna be a pile of shit. Yeah. Sorry, I lost my place in my notes. Yeah, so I think Starfighter is gonna be not great. It's 5 years after. Why? It's gonna be like, oh man, look at this. It'd be like, I don't know, Project Hail Mary. Can someone please tell me about that if you are watching this? Project Hail Mary, what it is? I don't know what I saw in it. I don't know if I saw it at all or a trailer for it. All I remember is seeing like him floating and grabbing something in blue lights, blue, yellow lights, or blue background circle, whatever. It's like, none of these movies seem memorable. None of them. Starfire, I don't know if that one's going to even be rememberable. It's 5 years after episode 9, maybe. But to be honest, it feels like, I'll be completely honest. Star Wars Starfire sounds like Dragon Ball GT. Yeah, it might have some decent areas in it, but it ain't gonna be great. It's not gonna be like number one, like, oh yeah, no, this will beat One Piece. What? Come on. It's like, Disney ruined Star Wars to a point where nobody's excited for future movies anymore. There's no reason to be excited for them anymore. Marvel, this is why I'm okay with not seeing Brand New Day until after it comes out. Why? Disney ruined their reputation for both. I'm like, do you think I'm gonna trust them like this? Okay, so the last Spider-Man movie was decent, great, but everything since then was kind of like shice, crap. It's just nothing good with it. Then we have Zero Company before release. Final trailer got released, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to get that one. I have been busy playing Lego Batman. I'll get that eventually, but I am currently going through a lot of Lego Batman. I'm almost done collecting all the trophies, or not the trophies. Well, yeah, technically the trophies, the breakable stuff in that game. But all the side quest kind of stuff, I've been wrapping that up. Am I going to 100%? Maybe, I don't know. All I know is that I need to finish that before I get another game. And even so, what game would that be? Don't know. Probably Zero Company. Alright, well, I did say Batman Zero Year, Part 11. Savage City. Alright. Now this is going to get messy. This is not going to be the best part of the stream. I'm fairly certain. Where was it? Oh, wow, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alright, so we're on the second last. There's the second last. What's it called? Second last comic before this book ends. So there is that. I changed the background music. What do we have? What did I have? Celebrate life. That was what we were having. Now we're going to go down to Once Upon a Nightmare or Pandemonium? Oh, Once Upon a Nightmare. I'll do Dread. Hold on. It's pretty quiet. It is pretty quiet. Maybe I should put on something else. Well, let's go to superheroes. Do Dark Rider. There we go. So, Dark Fantasy Studio, Dark Rider. Yeah. So. I think that's a decent one. Or a decent thing there. So. There we go. Alright. Zero Year. Part 11. So, if you're new to the way I've been doing this, which, let's be honest, if you're part 11 in, yeah, you're probably really digging deep. and you're possibly a kid of mine in some form or fashion. Kin of mine. Kindred. Anyhow, so if you're listening to this, this is my way of storytelling. I go through notes, go around this. I try doing this in podcast format so that you can just listen to this and don't actually have to partake with it. That being said, I will attempt to show once in a while, but I do have a green screen background remover thing going on here so that you don't see what's behind me, which is cleaner than most of the time, but there's still a pile of clothes there, so, or a pile of blankets. So we're gonna start off with Batman Zero Year. I'm just gonna kind of go this. Batman Zero Year Part 11, Savage City. So that's for me. I need something to eat. So it starts off with a winter city. Some coins go in. Old man on the side, hat. He's playing what appears to be a small guitar or ukulele. And then a wad of cash gets thrown in there. And a man says, "I need a new butler. What do I have to do?" says the old man. "Just one thing," says Bruce Wayne as he looks down at him. And then we're treated to the intro, which and you gotta remember, this is part of the Scott Snyder writer, Greg Capullo as the penciler, and Danny Mickey as the inker. But we have a Riddler bot, so it starts off in a tower in the sky. And it's a dome tower, resembles the final act of Arkham Knight or Arkham City. And sorry, I'm gonna be looking down. Can I have you look down? No. Guess not. Well, I'm gonna do this. So we have the Riddler robot going. It's just patrolling this tower. And if you recall in the last one, which probably won't, is that Batman bested a lion in Riddler's city talk and ended up finding a trace for Batman, or for Batman to trace to Riddler. So right now they're at the trace location where a Riddler bot with a lot of guns on it. I don't know if you can see this, but a lot of guns. Is looking around, and then Batman comes up behind it with a hot knife, an orange knife. And then Lucius is saying, "I'm in. All right, Batman, Jim, all that kind of stuff." The building is Old Wayne Tower, and the trace leads to under it. Okay, so the trace led to under the Wayne Tower, so it makes sense that they're going to track Nigma. You have Gordon's team and the SEALs underneath, and then you have Batman on top, so that they're covering both the exits so that Riddler cannot escape. Oh boy, I should have read this before I started this. That being said, let's see, there's a lot of writing here, so maybe my notes have something better on this. So Fox says it's there's 5 possible tunnel exits, but all are flooded except for the route Jim and the Marines took. The place would also be a perfect setup for Enigma to hook up into the grid. If spotted, the backup plan is to signal the block, or is to use the signal blocker that works up to 2 blocks. So, but with that, Batman's working his way through what appears to be elevators. While they're still through the tunnels, while the commissioner, I don't think he's the commissioner, while Gordon is walking around these tunnels on the train tracks, and he sees some some vampire devices, is what he calls them. Why not now? Oh, the question was raised, why not use that signal blocker now? It'll work for a couple minutes, then blow. That's essentially what that is. And then the Marines find vampire boxes, while Batman is skeptical because it is not needed when, or 3 is not needed when 2 could easily do the job. So there are 3 of them. That being said, yeah, I'm gonna have to go through the notes on this one. Then, why is now blah blah blah. Batman says it's too easy as the Marines find the tribal. With the what? Hold on, I wrote that. My handwriting's awful. It was the machines find Triplu. Hold on. Comms on our belts. I don't know. Okay, so I know what happens. I'm just trying to see if I wrote it down better, but I guess not. Let's see. Oh, it's tripwire. The Marines find the tripwire. But, sorry. I didn't write wire correctly. I just did whoop. So Batman's listening into the conversation that the Marines are having with Gordon, saying that they have comms on their belts. They enter the rip code, let Robins know he's here, and they'll just send jets over. And then Batman realizes that if you send jets, or if they're going to send jets if they have it, if Nigma has the, or if they get the rip code. Batman realizes you need to fire the signal blocker now. Damn it, Nigma's not here. It's all a trap. And then turns out Nigma was counting on it. As Batman opens up or is trying to leave, or the elevator area, he ends up, let's see. Batman listening to the Marine says all they need to know where Enigma is to launch a precision airstrike. All they have to use is a rip code. Batman calls out for Lucius Fox to use the jammer because it's a trap by Enigma, but Enigma blocks the comms. And then, as Batman's opening up the elevator shaft door, or trying to escape, he ends up getting the Riddler bot with Enigma on it, getting talked to, saying, "But I'm listening. Go on, tell me how it feels to always be one step behind the great detective. Back in the catacombs on that balloon, and now here hanging from a thread in a web sun." So that's 3 times. So we got the weather balloon, because he didn't expect Dr. Death. You had the flood, and now. So Batman ends up throwing a thing, managing to escape a bit, but then a drone comes flying through the window, shooting at him, where he's knocks over a table and hides behind. But lo and behold, the other robot that was on the other floor that from the elevator shaft decided to come up through the elevator shaft. Let's see, is that what I wrote? Probably not. Batman then, yep, that's all there. Batman tries contacting anyone, but Riddler sends in a drone to shoot Batman from the window, and another robot comes through the elevator behind him. That's the same robot. Batman jumps on the drone, and the Riddler flies it upwards, explaining about a bat who can fly high, to drop Batman. So my past fuck, father. Smartest kid in class. So boring, but bats, they really are fascinating creatures, often symbolic of the land of the dead. You know, omens and masses, blah, blah, blah. When they hit the... Some, like the Mexican high-tailed, can fly higher than 10,000 feet. What, little things up so high they actually sometimes run out of breath and drop dead to the earth. When they hit hard enough to explode. Wham! Tiny bodies just exploding. As Batman takes his hatchet that he had and breaks the drone falling down before I guess he can get too high, because he does this like right on a gargoyle, about a gargoyle height. So, and then so Gordon is realizing, Gordon and Lucius are realizing that, hey, the comms are down. And then Lucius gets peppered in his own truck where he's sitting outside the Wayne building. And as this little drone is coming up to take him out, with Riddler looking at him, a knife comes down and destroys said drone. Let's see, am I where I'm at with my notes? So, okay, so still no comms from Gordon. Batman explains Riddler dropped a communication net over the area, possibly city. Batman loses crap. He loses his shit, essentially, because he ends up snapping the monitor in half as he's like, "Where are you, damn it? Where? If you can't hear me, I'll find you. It's the last thing I do. I'll ever leaves tracks." Stuff like that. So Batman's losing his mind. He's like, I need to do something about that. Or I need to, fix the city. This is not working. So Batman ran another trace during their operation to compare the design or something in the pattern. He's trying to figure out something. Batman can't see anything, but he explains the boxes are explosives that Gordon saw, and the Marines, and that whenever Riddler activates the rip code, which he's hoping to get, the strike will detonate the explosives and sink the city. So that would be basically the last final thing. And then what is it? If Gordon or the Marines do this, which it appears that they are, they hit their rip code, which it seems like that is what happened. They're going to destroy the city in about 40 minutes. So Batman, looking at the design, has a hunch that an area on the edge of the city, not even part of the pattern, is where to look for Enigma. Batman asks Fox to do their OG first plan of a tracer, and then for them to delay the strike however they can. Remember, yeah, because there's a panel here that says, "Remember the first idea we had, Lucius, but it was impossible." Batman, you're going to have to make it possible when you're going to have to make it possible. Then find me when Gordon comes up. Tell him to find some way of delaying the strike. Lucius, delaying the strike, but Batman, there's no way. We'll never be able to. So, and then he does the spiel of, "I want you to think of those mornings, Luke, with Luke you talked about back when he was a baby." He's still a baby. He is a baby. Way back when, at the earlier panel, I guess. He was a baby, now he's an adult. We have one guest, Lucius, in 40 minutes. I'll figure it out. He'll figure out. So Batman goes strolling through the city, leaving a message for Alfred. So, record and transmit. Alfred, I know you can't hear this, but I doubt you'll ever hear it. So, but even so, I just wanted to say that you were right about Batman. You've always been right. You were right when you said he had to mean something, and then you were right when he had to mean something good. And you were right to say that this time he'd likely go down in failure. I have failed against the Riddler, Alfred, twice already, and probably have failed again now. But what I want to see, what I understand now at the end of that, maybe there's something in that. Maybe that what Batman is about, not winning but failing and getting back up, knowing he'll fail 1,000 times but still won't give up. And I know what you'd say to this. Fighting a battle you know you can't win, a battle you know you'll lose, it's madness. All I can hope is that, like you said yourself, maybe it's the kind of madness that city rewards. I don't know. I hope we get to argue about it soon. I'll be seeing you, Alfred. Signing off. As Batman, after walking through the city, leaving Alfred this message, walks into what appears to be an empty building, but shouts, "Well, Nigma, am I right? Am I right?" Let's see, how far am I? A light shines. The Sphinx is revealed from when Bruce and Nigma first interacted, and I mean Bruce, not Batman. This is when Bruce was first revealed by his uncle. Okay, and then as a way to escape, Bruce realized that it was this, like, Riddler used the Sphinx riddle, and during that time, it was able to figure out that there was no aviary wing in that episode, or that, but was able to, go up. But next thing we hear is a clap, a slow clap, and Riddler comes walking up to Batman, and all he asks is how. And so Batman's answers, the bounce pattern, it looked like a coil, like the ancient Setheth, sorry, I could be pronouncing it wrong, it's Egyptian, ancient Egyptian game board. But really, the answer's been there all along. It was hidden by the improbability of you setting up somewhere so far from the central grid, from anything a simple answer to a circuitous question, a riddle. I definitely said that wrong. Now, turn it off, Nigma. Turn it all off before millions die. Why? Ha? Why? Because you say so? So, with that, the Batman yells, "It's because it's over, damn it. The game is over, Nigma." On the contrary, Batman, as mystical glowing colors start happening, everything starts to glow, even the snake where Batman's standing. The real game is just beginning. So, I don't know if you can... There you go. Batman's caught. Technically, it's not a trap. It is technically a trap. But that is the second last Batman Zero Year story. Next, we'll have Batman Zero Year, the final finale. Ugh. So, looking forward to that. However, afterwards, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing with the comic books, I know Comic Historian tends to do that. I know they're doing that better. It's definitely better when you can do, and even Comics Explained. That's another good one. I recommend them for you. Excuse me, I gotta have lunch or breakfast, whatever, maybe both. Anyway, they're good, and I feel like I'm just doing these comics a disservice by just going with that. But I want the story to be out there because I think it's a decent story. So that was me. That's fine. I actually didn't even hear that. But still, I think it's a decent story, and I really hope you guys enjoyed what was going on here. I want to make sure. I don't know why my settings always go to auto 480. It technically should be better than that. It should be at 1080. But yeah, I tried. I do appreciate you guys sticking around if you did stick around. But I'm here. Thank you for watching. This was Side Quest, the podcast. Maybe we'll come back and maybe I'll make a video. I'm trying to do other stuff as well, trying to get something to get my creative juices flowing. I know a while back I said I wanted to do another kind of like video game series. Still up in the air on that. I don't know. Casual fan here, I guess. But it would be great if I could do like a season. That'd be a nice thing. Be a season here, move on to another thing. That'd be nice. But who knows? I gotta get the notes on that figured out. I gotta get drawings figured out for another idea I had. I also gotta figure out on how to transfer those drawings and make them into an actual panel of like possible comic. Yeah, I'm trying to make like nobody. I haven't really said this a lot in my life, but hey, when I was younger, I used to make comics as a kid. It was a comic called Super Kid. I just remember at one point I think I threw them all away because I thought like, oh, these are dumb. I had covers, I had drawings, I had like a stack about like that big of just sheets of paper ripped out from a freaking notepad, or not notepad, you know, one of those things. And it's that I threw all those away. I'm a little sad that I did that. Either way, I want to do something like that, but more my level now. Like I'm not a 8-year-old kid making comics. That being said, I need to get artistic talent because I don't have any. But I have ideas. I want to get going on doing some stuff. If I can do it, great. If I can't, whatever. I just want those creative juices flowing. If you want to see what I have, definitely if you give me a like, subscribe, and all that stuff, that'll definitely promote me into wanting to do more. So trust me. Like, if the flow goes, I flow. If the flow doesn't flow, it's a slow drip. So that being said, thank you. I guess I can figure out the freaking camera settings eventually, but not today. So thank you and take her easy. Bye. I just realized I do an end stream.
I'm sorry, I thought